We've got Chris Hoole on the phone.
Hi, Greg. How you going?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks.
Did you survive the heat today?
Only just. The air conditioning saved me from the rest of it, but no, I'm doing all right.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about when Let the Number Be X started and who they are, like how long you've been together, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, originally it come together in 2012, and basically from then there's been a number of lineup changes. Originally, I was playing guitar, and now I'm vocalist. And the original sort of electronics guy in the band, he left, and he was replaced. And the current lineup has probably been going now for about for a year and a half, maybe not even that. So quite a short time, but it's been good.
Yeah. Okay, and let's go with the name. The name Let the Number Be X, and on the CD I noticed the numbers spread in the middle. Is that just the way the cover is, or is there a reason behind that?
No, it was really like the name actually just sprung from chance. It was really just a conversation, between us, and it actually come up. It's based on obviously like an algebra term, like X being the representative number, and it was just something that popped, and we thought I've never heard a name like that before. It was pretty unique, so we went with that, and the logo in itself, it's just a hash, like a number. In essence, everyone's just another number, and you just need to represent yourself. That was the idea of it. That's the concept behind it. So it seemed to stuck pretty well. Okay,
that's good. I like the cover too, by the way.
Yeah,
it looks good.
It worked out well. We designed it all ourselves, and then basically sent it to print. So it was all done by the band.
You manage yourself too, don't you?
We do, yeah. At the moment, obviously, we're getting to a point now where managing ourselves is becoming quite a massive ordeal, and hopefully by next year we're looking to get some further managerial assistance, but it's all in due time, and if you can do it yourself and get it done to the best of your ability, then it's better to do that. But for now it's working, but we're looking to obviously upgrade to something else. Chris,
when yourself, were you into music at school or when you were young, or was it something that just came later in life? Or
I always had a pretty big musical influence from my family. My father listened to a lot of sort of old school rock, like Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. I love all that sort of older rock related. But I listened to even like my mother likes In Excess and Depeche Mode. I listened to a lot of varying sort of stuff, and hence why I got into it. But I really didn't get into music until after school. It just kind of hit me, and I started playing bass, and just it went from there. And here I am now doing what I'm doing now. So it's been pretty good.
Are you pushing to make that your number one priority?
I guess music's always like it's a hobby in form. You want it to be enjoyable, but if I could obviously live a life being that of music, then it'd be a pretty big dream fulfilled. But as long as I'm enjoying it, and the boys in the band are enjoying it, that's really all we care about.
They're a four-piece, aren't you?
We are, yeah. We did have a second guitarist, but currently I'm on vocals and like synthesizers, like basically computer effects, and then bass, guitar, and we've also got another guy that basically runs essentially drum loops and programming, because we don't have an actual live drummer. We have a guy that programs that stuff live, all on the go. So it's a pretty unique lineup.
Yeah, I was looking at the genre title, and this one I think this is on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Electronica, rock, industrial, dance, and hardcore.
Yes.
There should be some punk in there too, shouldn't there?
I think that'd actually be pretty appropriate. We, I think that's the biggest thing. We try to, I guess, catch people off guard as well as catching ourselves off guard. Always trying to, like I said, I like more darker, melodic, real atmospheric sort of music, as well as more poppier and catchier, hookier sort of stuff. And it's always about, I like soft music, heavy music, and we're all about just trying to write something a little unique, not just, sectioned into a single genre, and just trying to express ourselves how we felt at the time, whether it be heavy or soft.
Yeah, well, then I noticed on the album, which we'll get to in a minute, the third track is quite soft, and the first track I would class, and I hope it's not offensive, but I would class it as a little bit popish.
Yeah, it's definitely, as I said, it's something we've always wanted to do, is express in different ways. Like, as you said, the first song, which song in regards were you referencing?
Which one is it? Touch.
Yeah, there you go. The Touch is essentially, I wanted to write a commercial song, but then not release it as a commercial sort of single. The idea was that, well, it represents what it is. We didn't want to make a big deal out of it and try to make something of it, so we actually released the heaviest song on the record, just to make a point, and then you can hear the rest of our material. And like Insensitivity is a very soft, almost jazz infused sort of stuff with trumpets and other orchestral pieces, and that's what I love, just mixing it up a bit.
Well, the Banshee, which we're going to play later, when I heard that, I thought movie came to mind.
Yeah.
That's going to go to a movie somewhere one day, if you're willing to let them have it.
Oh, I'd be stoked to see it on a movie. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so that's the first thing the first time I heard it, that's exactly what I thought. Now, 2012, you got Australian Independent Music Award.
Yes. We won the best heavy metal hardcore release for 2012 for our debut, which was pretty surreal and exciting, to be honest. It was a bit odd. That was the EP, A New Life, is it? That's right, yeah, Volume 1, A New Life. That we had actually just brought it out earlier that year, and then we put it straight into the awards, and we actually got to the finals. We entered 3 songs, and we made it to the finals for all 3, and then we eventually won it. So it was quite a surreal event to be a part of, especially at such an early stage of the band.
Wasn't there another award as well that you were runners-up to, like...
We had a number of things. I know the Vander and Young songwriting we were entered in. I think we made a nomination in there, and then also with the new record, we made it to the finals for, I think it was for a song of ours, Trigger Me Happy, for the heavy rock category, as well as for the album release, that we haven't entered the album yet, but we made finalists, and even then, that was a pretty surreal experience, just to, again, reach a certain level and go, okay, well, it wasn't as much a fluke as we expected to see, us back at the Music Awards again the next year, hopefully winning, but not as fortunate the next time around, but still a fantastic experience.
Oh, well, you got this album at the moment, so anything can happen.
That's right, it'll be exciting to see where that goes.
You've been on stage, or we just had a blackout. Can you still hear me?
I can, yeah.
We just had a major shutdown. Everything's all right, and I've still got you. That's amazing.
Yes, there's actually a thunderstorm here as well. I wasn't sure if you could even hear it or not. It's pretty loud out there. So.
Well, I think we went to the auxiliary power, but it seems to be not beeping or anything. So
that seems all right.
Hopefully, I hope you're on a mobile, because apparently you don't get electric shocks off mobiles. I'm on the mobile, so I should be safe. Thank God. Okay. Now, as I was saying, you've shared the stage with people like Something with Numbers, Calling All Cars, 12-Foot Ninja, Sleep Parade, Sidonia, The Nerve, The Given Thing, and you've Jericho, which we'll talk about later, but you'll be sharing the stage with them again this Thursday. Yeah,
Thursday the 27th. It's for Jericho. We're on tour at the moment for their Colour Outside the Lines tour, and we've been gracious now to support them for the second time. We supported them earlier in the year, and they obviously liked what we were doing. So it will be great to share the stage with them again. It's next Thursday on the 27th in Newcastle. So it's going to be a really great night. We're very excited.
Yeah, that's at the Cambridge, but I'll give it another plug later.
For sure.
But, we were fortunate enough to have Jericho on last week, and I had a bit of trouble with the technology person, which is me.
Yeah.
So a lot of the interview, they could only hear me, and look, I don't want to elaborate on it, but basically it sounded good through the headphones.
Sometimes, you can't win them all, but, they were even there. People were aware at least that, Jericho, they're getting around. They're good guys too, so they're, it would have been good.
Well, I got they got half the interview anyway, and I was actually talking to Roy, and he mentioned Let the Number Be X that you were playing, and he said that you had a great time last time, and so, it'd be probably great to get back together again and have a big night. Who else is on that night? Chris?
We've got Jericho, obviously, and there's a band from Brisbane called Guards of May. They're doing the tour with Jericho. So, and then there's us, and there's another local band, good friends of ours, Euphorium, that are opening with the show as well. So it's going to be a big night. Some really talented bands and musicians that are going to be there. So it's definitely something I'm pretty keen to be a part of.
Is that a booking thing, or is it just get tickets on the night type thing?
You can get them online. I believe they're on bigtix.com.au, I believe. Even then, you can search like Jericho on the website or something, and they're available online. You can just get access on the door as well. So it's pretty much all covered.
Okay. Well, we're going to what are we doing here? We better not replay that. We're just going to go to a break, and we're going to play... No, we're not. We're going to play this one on the tape player. And that the song I'm about to play is Insensitivity. Anything you want to say about it before I play?
This song in particular, it's an interesting one for me. It's probably one of the softer and more, I guess, strangely melodic ones that we wrote. But it was probably one of the late additions to the record, and we're pretty happy with how it turned out. A bit of a jazzy dance influence in it, so it's probably one of my favourites, and it should be good to spin. Okay,
well, this is Let the Number Be X with their track Insensitivity. Okay, I'll just turn my headphones back up. That was Let the Number Be X with their song called Insensitivity. The variation, we'll mention the album first. Did you want to explain the album and just the producing side of things and that?
Yeah, well, it's the interesting thing for this album, for us, like with Volume 2, was it was basically all self-produced by the band. We mixed it as well, and we sent it off for mastering. So it's basically the beauty of it is it's really an album that really does enterprise what we wanted it to be, and there's no manipulation from anyone else. It's basically as true as we could get it, and that was sort of one of the key points. And also the other thing being, I wanted to lyrically with this record, we wanted to write I wanted to write a concept based on three characters, and revolving around a certain story. And the three characters being the Banshee, the NLG, or the naughty little girl, and the masochist. And it's basically a revolving story about, falling in love with someone and then pushing yourself too far for what you wanted, and then, being taken away by the Banshee. And it was an interesting concept to sort of write up, and it's been quite an interesting journey so far. So we're pretty keen and pretty happy with the response from people on the album.
Yeah, well, there's seven tracks, isn't there, on the album?
Yeah. You can get bonus tracks online, and they don't so much represent the story. There is one track simply called Composition, which basically is as an overall plot, I guess you'd say, to the story. And on the back of the actual of the album cover, the song titles are listed, I guess you'd say, in the middle of the packaging, and there's sort of like a big plot sort of printed on the back. The idea, like a book would have, I guess, like it reads out like a plot, and that was the idea, actually writing like a story. Like, I hear a lot of concept albums and the message is a bit vague, and I was like, okay, I want to really write something that's pretty direct, and if you read more into it, you hear more of the story. So we feel as if it's come across really well.
What sort of time frame are we looking at?
Like the time frame for getting it all done?
Yeah, basically from when you said, "Oh, let's do it," and how long it took to actually come to what it is now.
Yeah, it was a pretty lengthy process. We actually, because we went through various lineup changes, and by the end of it, it was pretty much all written, and we had a new guitarist in, and we had our main electronics guy in, and they pretty much just went with the flow of what was there. There was a few new elements included, but by the end of it, we all sat down and listened to it, and as a group, we were like, okay, we're all happy with how it was, at least. And it really took, we released the first record, I think, February 2012, and then this one actually came out July this year, so it was quite a massive gap between the two, but that was the idea. We didn't want to push it any further with the new members. We were like, let's just get something out, and at least we were happy with an end result that we were, proud of to get out there and promote and tour, so it was quite lengthy.
Well, you can also push too many albums out and not have quality there as well.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, one of the aims for the next material now is to actually, we plan just to write one song. We're going to write a single track, at least next, rather than a whole record first, and hopefully a video clip with it, something obviously professionally done, and concentrate on just making a very solid effort first out. So rather than do too much, you can definitely overdo it. Yeah.
I take it you do a lot of work around town with the band, like different venues and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in Newcastle, we've played, nearly every venue, obviously appropriate to our style of music. But now we've played Sydney numerous times and Newcastle, and hence, as I was saying, the band, now we're looking to sort of extend our reach a little further, and we have the opportunities sort of popping up now to play out of state, and it's definitely going to be easy. But yeah, like it's going to be exciting times ahead. Yeah,
well, when you start, so you are planning on going on tour, are you, or?
Yeah, with the idea now, we've got the record done. We're actually hoping to tour the East Coast. I think around March or April next year. So obviously a lot of preparation and promotion to go into it, and we thought, well, we'll give ourselves enough time, make sure it's pretty much ready to go. But the idea is that would be the latest that we would look to finally start touring on, I guess, a regular basis, try to get out there as much as we can. So it should be fun times ahead.
Okay, and what have we got here? Best gig that you've ever done?
Best gig?
Or that you've been to. Probably the best gig you've ever done.
Best gig I've been to. I'll answer, I guess the best gig I've been to, probably the most memorable gig I went and seen recently. I think it was in Sydney at one of the arena shows for Black Sabbath. I went and seen that, and although, as I said, with a bit of listening to that when I was younger, like I wasn't massively into it. I didn't religiously listen to it, so I chose not to pre-listen to any Black Sabbath, and I thought, well, okay, I want to go there and almost be shocked and, sort of in awe of just how big and powerful they were, and that was probably one of the most spectacular, gigs I've ever been to, and it was quite a great night. And I think, as a band, probably our favourite gig, well, my favourite gig, at least, is probably, we worked with a French producer, essentially, with his band. They're called The Algorithm. And they're from France, and they were touring with a Melbourne band doing massive things, 12 Foot Ninja.
Yeah.
And we basically played with those guys at a local show, actually, at the Cambridge. And that was probably one of the best nights, because being able to work with the Algorithm, we did a remix. Well, they remixed one of our songs, and it was a fantastic moment when we found out they were touring, and we got the spot. And that was our second time playing with 12 Foot Ninja as well, and it was a pretty awesome night. It was definitely probably the best one that I can think of, and hopefully a lot more like it in the future.
Okay. I just got hit by another bit of lightning.
Oh, really?
And
you can't win.
It shut down the studio, but I heard everything you said, and you're still going to air, so...
Ah, beauty.
Everything's good. So,
very good.
But basically, we'll wind it up now, but there was just a couple of things. I'd like you to... so we've got the 27th at the Cambridge, so
yes.
This Thursday. Now, who will you be... who's going to be there? There's Jericho?
Yeah, we've got Jericho. There's also Guards of May that are touring with Jericho as well. There'll be us on, obviously, and another local band, Euphorium. So there'll be a 4-piece lineup. Next Thursday on the 27th at the Cambridge in Newcastle. And
I take it, if people want to contact you, what details would be the best ones for them to contact you on?
Well, I mean, with email, you can hit us up at ltnbxmail@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook as well. It's simply just facebook.com/ltnbx. We're on YouTube. We have our own Bandcamp website where you can purchase our previous records, any T-shirts or other merchandise. Yeah, they can find us on Facebook. You can email us, and there'll be plenty of links. You can Google search the number BX, and really nothing much else comes up besides us. So we're lucky there.
Yeah, well, that's probably a good name for that, to be quite honest.
And probably one of the big reasons we picked it was, it was nothing close, so it's worked out well.
But there's a lot more in the name than just what you see too, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right. Like we said, the idea of let the number be X is really, I guess, that ideology of in society just being another number, another player, and it's like, well, I guess, what if you didn't have a number? No one does, and just let the number be X. It's unsolvable, and that was the idea, just something that, you're your own self, and it's at its core, it's the ideology of it, but again, it's also just in algebra terms, so you can take it however you want, really.
No problem. So, it's been great talking to you, Chris, and thanks for getting the information to me so quickly.
That's all right, no worries.
And I hope you have a great gig. I'm sure you will, and I'm going to try to get there. I'm not sure at this stage, but I'm hoping to get there, so...
Either way, we'll keep our eyes out, and it's our last gig for the year, so it's definitely going to be a big one. We're very excited.
Because I'd like to come and meet you and Jericho and that, so that'd be good. We're going to go out with, what is it? It's the second song off the CD.
Which one would that be? Would that be the Banshee?
The Banshee, yeah.
Yeah, that's track 1 off the CD, actually.
It is too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can't get through a complete interview without stuffing something up.
We all learn. That's all right. It kept me guessing, so it's good to know I remember what song was track 1.
Well, you had me worried then, because if you didn't know which track it was, that'd be a problem.
But indeed, yeah, I'd be worried myself.
So if you want to just do an intro for the song, and I'll come back and talk to you straight away.
No worries.
If you just intro the song for us.
Chris from Let the Number Be X. Thanks again, anyone, for listening. This is the first track off our new record, Volume 2, The Crux, and it's called The Banshee. And thanks again to Greg, and I'll catch you soon.